The Nation of Yahweh presents The Unfolding Light. Today's call is brought to you by Builders of the Highway Foundation, Yahweh Education Center, Temple of Brothers and Sisters of Goodwill, and the University of Yahweh Neo Jazz School of Music. And now for your host, Dr. Lud Yisrael.
Boker Tov and Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to the Nation of Yahweh's weekly teleconference, The Unfolding Light. I am your host, Dr. Lud, along with my co-host, Sister Tamar. Boker Tov, Sister.
Boker Tov.
Well, praise Yahweh. It is a great day to know Yahweh. It's a great day to know who you are and where you stand in the destruction of this wicked world. Praise Yahweh. Today on Unfolding Light, we'll have Who is Yahweh by the Most Honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Directly after that, we'll have a keynote message from the Master Teacher, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And directly after that, we'll have the part where we all take part in unfolding the light, and we call it Power Talk. And now I invite you to stand and face the east with outstretched hands as we offer up a prayer to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh. O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh and Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yika de Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuteaka, Yia Zerizonka, King Bashemayim, King Ba'aretz, Elekem Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayam, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimos King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiam Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lede Nisayam, King Kalsenu, Minhara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Gibera, Veha Tefier, Veolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. And now, who is Yahweh? By the Most Honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is a name that you should know because it's the duty of the Son of God to proclaim his Father's name. And here you have a whole bunch of people going to church, 400,000 churches, and they don't know the name of the Father. They say such silly things like, Father, God, help me. Both of them titles. Father is a title, God is a title. Who's going to answer to that? The purpose of the coming of the Son is to reveal the name of the Father. That's who he prayed to, our Father, and he called his name. He said, hallowed be, holy be thy name. How can it be holy to you and you don't know it? Interesting, isn't it? There are a lot more interesting questions than that about that situation. But when you begin to read your Bible, as I call this to your attention, you will discover from the Old Testament of Genesis all the way through Revelations, it's all about the name of the Father. It's all about his name. But somebody got you calling some other kind of name other than the Father's name. And you don't know his name. And unless you learn his name, then you're never going to move from poverty to riches. And if you don't come into the knowledge of his name. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that you have the same God, have the same churches, and the same names that white people have? I mean, have you noticed? You do. Our people have the same, right? Isn't it strange how God always answers white people's prayers? And black folks' prayers don't seem to be the same magnitude. You know, you say, well, I get my prayers answered. Well, why don't you ever get answered to be the ruler? I mean, you know, my people are always on their knees in front of white people asking white people to let them be accepted. Why do you need to ask white people for acceptance? Why don't you just ask God? Doesn't your God have enough power to make you accepted? Why can't you be the people that everybody else wants to be among? Why are you always running after somebody else to be among them? What's wrong with your God? Why do you have to go around always on your knees with your hat in your hand begging for a job from white people? Why don't your God just give you some jobs? Oh, I have to ask you some serious questions because white people move from poverty to riches every day. Huh? They come from Russia. They come from Europe. They come from England. They come from all over the world with nothing on the ship. Come and get in your neighborhood. Come with a buggy and a basket and a wagon and push it around in your neighborhood and move from poverty to riches out of your pocket. You live in the neighborhood and stay poor and just pray all the time. You prayed enough to rule all the world. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is the God of the Bible. He's the God of the Hebrews. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh is the man that beat up on Pharaoh. Y'all remember how he put plagues in Egypt? That was Yahweh did that. Yahweh is the one that when Pharaoh got real sassy, he drowned him in the Red Sea. That's Yahweh who did it. Yahweh is the man that when Daniel refused to bow down to another nation and quit facing the east and praying, when he refused to stop praying to his God, which was Yahweh, they said, well, we're going to put you in the lion's den and starve them. Threw him in the lion's den. Yahweh locked the jaws of the lion. Lions could do him no harm. Rulers got scared. Came and got Daniel out and made him a ruler. Right? I just want you to know who Yahweh is. He made the sun, the moon, the stars, all what you see and haven't seen. Okay. So who is Yahweh ben Yahweh? I am his son. I am his son. That's who I am. I am the son of Yahweh. I don't care who else is the son or who else it makes me no difference. I'm not here tonight concerning myself with who is the son of who. I'm the son of Yahweh. I have to tell you who I am. Yahweh is my father. I am his son. What makes me his son? What makes me Yahweh's son is I do not have a will outside of his. I have no thoughts, no ideas, and no program outside of Yahweh. You'll find that all that I ever do, all that I've ever done, and all that I'm ever going to do is found right in the Bible, and it's traced right to his will. No exception. I take no credit for all that I have built. It's all in his name. Yuhei-Wafe. That's one of the things that make me his son. Also, I have no difference in his word. I only speak his words. Even the words I've spoken to you thus far, the principles of those words are all in the Bible. Every single one of them is found in the Bible. No exceptions. So I walk as he says walk. I talk as he says talk. I act as he says act. I do whatever he says do. I have no idea of doing it any other way. Those are the things that makes me his son. I obey his laws, his statutes, his judgments, his commandments. That's why I'm successful. He said in his holy word that if I obey his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, that he would make everything, all the works of my hand would prosper. So all the works of my hands, it's prospering. I'm telling you why. Now, what about you? You might say, well, if you're the son of Yahweh, can I be? Of course you can. Of course you can be the sons of Yahweh. Every one of you can be. Every one of you can be the daughters of Yahweh. All you have to do is like I do. Obey his will, just like I do. You automatically become. You believe on his name, then you have eternal life. There's no other name under heaven that you can be saved in other than God who created it. You can't be saved in no name but the name of the one who created everything. And he gave his son a name higher than all the angels in heaven. What's the name higher than all the names that the angels could possibly have? The Father's name. There can be no name higher than the Creator's. So the son has to come in his father's name. Just like if your name is Davis, then your father was named Davis. If your name is Smith, your father's name was Smith. My name is Yahweh, so my father's name is Yahweh. That's logical.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for this message. Now, some of you may have been listening to this message for a long time and you kind of, it goes over your head a little bit, but think about it. He said, why do your God give you some job? Why do you always beg other people for a job? Now, if you're working for other people, then it's time for you to get with Yahweh and allow Yahweh to give you. He said he don't give you a job, he give you a mission. And that is to build a nation, and build businesses, build communities, and be self-sufficient and self-sustaining. Praise Yahweh. That's the mission that Yahweh gives us. Not jobs, it's a mission. And now a brief bio on the master teacher, the founder of the nation of Yahweh, the most honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Yahweh Ben Yahweh came to Miami, Florida alone in 1979 to become the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty that same year, within 7 years, he guided the nation and those who followed his teachings and principles to amass an economic empire in the greater Miami area and throughout the United States worth over $250 million. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, believers, and supporters in thousands of cities across the United States of America and indeed throughout the four corners of the earth. The University of Yahweh, for which he has established the curriculum and for which he has received great acclaim in educational excellence, currently has locations across the United States. The moral teachings of Yahweh Ben Yahweh is bringing about a change in the lives of individuals and causing them to take a different approach to life. This approach is based on the scripture which reads, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Yahweh Ben Yahweh continues to give. That which he is given cannot be measured in monetary wealth. Yahweh Ben Yahweh has given the world the keys to success in life politically, educationally, economically, socially, and spiritually. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Grand Master of the Celestial Lodge, the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the nation of Yahweh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
My people, I'm talking to my people. I'm not talking to you who converted. I'm talking to my people. I hope I've shed enough light with you in my introduction to show that there's a need for Yahweh. My people need somebody. Praise Yahweh. How can you reject the man that has given you a plan that works and then tell me you're intelligent? I'm challenging your intelligence. Show me your plan that removed drugs from our community. I can take you and show you the evidence. I bought 59th Street, the whole block, one whole block on 59th Street. That was the center of drug activity. I'm talking about they had drugs was a whole block and on every corner. I'm talking about sure enough drugs. I drove over there today. And children are out playing. Old people out walking. And then you can tell our property because it's all painted white, trimmed in black. And there's grass growing where none would grow before. And on our whole block, there's no drug dealers, there are no drug users. There's no evidence of them at all. It's like a ghost town for drug dealers. It's none. And you go just 2 blocks down in any direction and you see it is pure hell. They're sitting on orange crates, standing under the trees, trash all around, paper everywhere. You know what's under the papers and stuff. Heavy traffic coming through. But I've created an oasis. And I took every piece of drug property and proved Yahweh is God. Yahweh has the plan. I have the answer. Praise Yahweh. And I'm proving you don't need a gun for this. I don't carry guns. My disciples don't carry guns. And I didn't allow you to bring any in here. And when I come to your city, you'll be searching against guns. If you want me to come to your town, you will search for guns from now on. If you didn't, you will. Why? Because we have people that look like us that don't believe in peace. Now, everybody in this building is a peacekeeper. Everybody in here is a peacekeeper. This is perhaps the one time in your life that we're all equal. Nobody has a gun. Nobody has a weapon. So the power of good is greater than one who wishes to be evil in our midst. And that when we have Yahweh in our midst, he is in control. And we're so powerful, see, nobody wants to challenge that. Common sense. Have you ever noticed, you think, man, crack people, they break up, they go crazy, they don't crack, they go wild, they go insane, they shoot up schoolhouses, they shoot up children on playgrounds, they break into the businesses and shoot people down. But there's one thing I never see anybody crazy do is break into the police house. And the only time I believe somebody is really crazy is when they break into the police station and start shooting. Then I said, that nigga's crazy, that boy. Interesting, huh? Yahweh is the answer. I'm proving that I have power over drugs. Period. Period. One thing the drug dealer and the drug dealer user knows is Yahweh is the great, good, and terrible black guy. I've cleaned out several neighborhoods completely with drugs, and they remain drug-free 1, 2, and 3 years later. They're still drug-free to this day. Right now, they are drug-free. Bush has established $1 billion for just police, extra police. Give me the $1 billion, you won't need police. We're doing it without police. Why don't you hear about me? They know about me. What? I said the government knows that I have created a drug-free society. I simply don't allow bad people to stay around me anymore. I have had some bad people around me. I stopped letting bad people be around me. Because bad people make things bad for everybody. So the way you have good is get rid of the bad folk. Y'all, you want to be bad, then you move on. See, you change addresses. Only good people live at this address. This is the address of good. The clearing of our communities in drugs is done through the power of Yahweh. It's done through the knowledge of Yahweh, done through the word of Yahweh. And Yahweh carries power, and it's demonstrated. I'm demonstrating it. I'm demonstrating that we don't have one child on drugs. Not one. Now, your child may come home around you and learn how to be crazy. But when he gets back to YU, he learns how to be uncrazy. Or your child would be back home with you and y'all would both be crazy together. That's genuine. Isn't that wonderful? There's something wrong outside of Yahweh. What's wrong outside of Yahweh? Everything. That's what. This is Feast of Tabernacles. And our feasts are ordained. They are ordained by Yahweh. And they are commemorated by solar time. Not by lunar calendar, but by solar time. Now, you probably don't know any more about solar time than you do Yahweh. But your not knowing doesn't erase the reality of both. The rites of Feast of Tabernacles are prescribed by Yahweh's word. The ceremonies of Feast of Tabernacles are prescribed by Yahweh's word. And they are exemplary of Yahweh's love. And before you leave tonight, there's a booth, a symbolic booth in the back of the auditorium. Everybody, you probably saw it coming in. It's right back there on that side. See it? Make sure you walk inside of it tonight. And every night of this feast, you walk inside and stand there for a few minutes and think about what you will learn about it, perhaps tonight, if not certainly this week. The rites and ceremonies of Feast of Tabernacle as prescribed by Yahweh are exemplary of his compassion and charity. For who? For a people in whom the entire world is blessed.
Yahweh, been Yahweh, because of you I exist.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for this message. This message is very deep. We'll have a lot to unfold and a lot to talk about when we get to Power Talk. But of course, we have a word from our sponsors and then a word from our community calendar of events that's going on around our nation, read by Sister Jamal. Praise Yahweh.
Neo Jazz School of Music is an educational institute whose primary purpose is to rescue our children through music and the arts. Music and arts programs are scientifically proven to expand the intellectual capacity of the student in areas such as math and science. In addition, students of music and the arts make for well-rounded, productive members of society, no matter what career path they choose. Neo Jazz School of Music currently provides education and training to community youth in the greater New Orleans area.
Get it up! Yay! Oh my gosh, we accomplished life!
Yeah.
Praise unto Yahweh, and Yahweh be Yahweh. From the nation of Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
So glad I'm with Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
Step on into
YahwehRadio.com.
Let nobody
turn me away from Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is a great God and a great King above
YahwehRadio.com.
holy name. You ain't worthy. It's truly God. Yeah.
Hey, shalom and blessing, y'all. This is Author Jeremiah Israel coming to you live. Listen, I'm so excited because my ebook version of The Spiritual Significance of a Name is now available. You can go to my website today at www.jeremiahisrael.com. Now, this ebook is pretty much available anywhere and everywhere that ebook is sold. I'm so excited about that because, see, ebooks are sold internationally, but I would like for you to go to my website at www.jeremiahisrael.com, pick up your copy, or you can go ahead and download the ebook version of it. Whether you're on a plane, whether you're traveling, whatever you're doing, pick up this copy. It's only $4.99. It's not going to break your pockets and not going, break the bank. So go ahead and get the copy of this ebook now, today, $4.99. Go to jeremiahisrael.com and truly become blessed, because it will truly put you on a path to defining your true purpose. Until next time, peace and prosperity.
Praise Yahweh. The Nation of Yahweh and Yahweh Education Center invites our family in the Orlando area to visit the Yahweh Education Center, conveniently located at 750 South Orange Blossom Trail, Suite 26, Orlando, Florida. And we also invite you to join us for a live talk today at 2 p.m. Visit www.jeremiahisrael.com to join live talk today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Nation of Yahweh and Builders of the Highway Foundation invites our family in the Miami area to visit Yahweh Education Center, located at 1065 Northwest 108th Street, Miami, Florida. There will not be a Shabbat class today, but we will be making announcements about our upcoming Shabbat classes real soon. We also invite you to visit the Yahweh Education Center and stay tuned into the Yahweh Education Center Miami for fellowships and fundraising activities. Again, located at 1065 Northwest 108th Street, Miami, Florida. The Nation of Yahweh invites our family in the Riviera Beach, Florida area to join us for a study class every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you're interested in attending this class, please reach out to our family in the Riviera Beach, Florida area at area code 561-719-9527. That's 561-719-9527. Please join in every weekend to your health seminars. Join us this weekend for our health seminars on Saturday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, and 9 a.m. Pacific. Join us on Saturday for Being and Becoming Healthy. Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the prescription for eternal life. The dial-in number for this class is area code 732-434-3669. That is 732-434-3669. Join us on Sunday for Being and Becoming Clean. Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the prescription for eternal life. The dial-in number for this class is area code 339-207-6011. That's 339-207-6011. Well, the Neo Jazz School of Music is excited to announce the development of the property located at 1701 St. Anthony Street in New Orleans into the Yahweh Life Center. The development work is currently ongoing. The Neo Jazz School of Music has a mission to enact a positive change in the families of our communities through an education in music and fine arts, and to provide cultural education, training, and diversity to our community. In carrying out this mission, we have developed properties in the greater New Orleans area that serve to support the enhancement of quality of life in underserved areas. Your support of YahwehRadio.com has been instrumental in the development of the Yahweh Life Center in New Orleans. And the Neo Jazz School of Music is excited to announce that Neo Jazz School of Music New Orleans and Miami will be launching an online music program for our youth in January. So we want to make sure you keep your eyes and ears open for those announcements, and for you to continue to support the development works that are taking place. Visit neojazz.org to support the music school, or if you want to support all of it, you definitely can go to YahwehRadio.com, thenationofyahweh.com, and also follow us on our social media pages. We're online at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at The Nation of Yahweh. So our website is thenationofyhwh.com. And if you have any information that you want to request or need any additional information about our classes, you can reach us by email at info at thenationofyhwh.com. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. It's a lot of connections. There's a lot of ways to stay connected. And I just wanted to give one note. If you Google YahwehRadio.com and you make it 2 words with a space, you'll you won't get it. It is Yahweh Radio, one word.com, YahWehRadio.com.
That's right.
Just in case you're trying, and it's like, I never can get it, because I be trying, and I'm like, why is it not coming up? And you forget you put a space between Yahweh and radio, and it just won't come up. That's how internet works for us older people who may not know how that works. Yeah, we won't ever get where we're going if we don't put it in right. So, but that's kind of how, this message went today. You have to put in a certain amount of work and sacrifice to get results out of the thing. Yahweh Ben Yahweh came in and he put in the moral, righteous work and teachings into an area, and all the wickedness just moved out. And that's how it goes, people. See, we get caught up into the science from a European's perspective. We get caught up in the science from a terrestrial perspective. And Yahweh science, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. What he has, the information he has that is for us, transcend all of what you think you know. So as it relates to being a righteous, he says righteousness exalts a nation. He didn't say voting for a party. He didn't say working for agencies. He didn't even say marching in the streets, protesting exalts a nation. He said righteousness exalts the nation. And he demonstrated in his works, his righteous community that he built. He said he bought, block of properties, and it was drug central. And I understand that. I've been through that, but that's another subject. And all of a sudden, as he builds up and cleans up and brightens up and paint, all of the wickedness just migrates away. He didn't need any guns. He didn't need any people walking around with Uzis and AR-15s patrolling around the blocks to cause all the wickedness to move to a different area. All he used was righteousness. His righteousness, his morality, his ethics. And he built a community that children were playing in, the elderly felt safe in. Imagine that in these days and time. It's like nobody feels safe nowhere. And it's around the world. There's places all around the world people don't feel safe. But Yahweh Ben Yahweh was able to come to our neighborhoods, in the hood, in the Black neighborhood, the ghetto, and build heaven. And now it's like the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh was saying, and who is Yahweh? It's like, are we gonna do something? We're gonna get the mission from Yahweh and accomplish that mission? Or are we gonna stay in slavery and servitude to our former slave masters, who indeed we choose as masters now? We choose Starbucks as a master. We choose Amazon as a master. We choose to go to work for them. They don't, actively recruit us and come to us and knock on your door and beg you, come on to work for me. No, it's the opposite. Like you say, we on our knees begging for, we need jobs. And it's like Yahweh Ben Yahweh had enough jobs for everybody. How was he able to have enough jobs for all of us? And now we seek jobs from other people. It was something that he did that enabled him to provide jobs for everybody. Now, it's up to us to do the same thing. Come together, pool our resources, and create jobs for everybody. Our children first. When I say our children, our people, Yahweh's children first, because that's who we are. And we have nobody else on this planet advocating for us. Every race, every group is advocating for themselves. And you'll find us among every group advocating for that group. But who is advocating for us? If we don't advocate for us, there is nobody advocating for us.
Well, it's like what you was mentioning earlier about choosing, choosing to be righteous and choosing to recognize that it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves. It's our responsibility to take care of our children.
Mhm.
It's our responsibility to take care of our children's children. Choosing is a critical thing here. And I thank Yahweh ben Yahweh for the wisdom of the Feast of Tabernacles that he gave us and all the wisdom that we were able to embark on at this past Feast of Tabernacles, which is
Mhm.
all available on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
So for those who have
Every
missed,
night.
every night it is available on the Nation of Yahweh's YouTube channel. So we did receive a lot of excellent, superior, refined information that helps us make choosing Yahweh so much easier. And it reminds me of Joshua 24:15.
Mhm.
And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord Yahweh, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, the Americans, in which the land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord Yahweh. And so what we're talking about is service,
Mhm.
how we show up in the space that we occupy,
Hmm.
who we represent when we go out and go into different places. Do we choose to represent Starbucks, Nike, whatever these other brands are? Amazon. Do we choose to show a sign of sovereignty and self-sufficiency and autonomous behavior, choosing to not partake in the things that people are telling us that we should buy, the things they are telling us we should do?
Mhm.
See, we're talking about what it really means to serve Yahweh and understanding his law. His law is rooted in us becoming righteous in all of our ways, our behaviors, not just about your buying patterns, but having knowledge of all the conditions that we face so that we can make the right choice, choosing this day who we will serve. Do we choose the gods of this world or do we choose Yahweh? We have to be able to identify those gods in order for us to make a righteous choice.
Mhm. Praise Yahweh. Absolutely. And see, the gods of this world are subtle. They're not, gods that you think are gods, but they're gods nevertheless. When you think about how many of our young people worship the god Nike, how many of them worship even the symbol of the god of Nike? They don't even know it's a god. They just worship it because that's what they're told to do. Your favorite basketball player endorsed these shoes, and so you want them, and you don't even realize who you're supporting and who you're serving.
And the ideologies that they promote into you.
Absolutely.
Because it goes deeper than where your money goes. It really is definitely where your money goes first. But the ideologies that these particular brands, these things that we subscribe to,
right?
They are teaching. They teaching these different forces that are diminishing the value and ethics that are the values and the ethics that are displayed in our communities, such as just doing you. It is a sign and a show of individualism, and we know what Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us about individualism. Individualism is a destructive force, destroying our families, communities, and a nation. So we have to take on righteous behavior and not going towards these brands that are telling us to do things. It's they literally are driving our families apart from each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the subtle subliminal tactic of our enemy. Our enemy is to drive wedges in the family. Some of the family believe in this and some of the family believe in that. And guess what? The family are arguing and fighting almost every conversation as it relates to believing in this and believing in that. And then the true to fact, both of those scenarios are of the devil. Believing in this and believing in that is of the devil. You have to believe in Yahweh. Yahweh don't tell you to just believe in him. You had to try him. You had to try him on for size. You had to see if that's your fit. If you fit in the way that Yahweh conducts the world, Yahweh has for the world. Now, of course, we understand the scenario how Satan, the adversary of Yahweh, is in charge, but we see Yahweh putting him down. He is going crazy. He is going stone crazy when now you have to call you've been all your life, all throughout history, there's been male and female. And now all of a sudden there's not. So you know that he's going stark raving crazy, and he's trying to take as many minds who are confused. Our people are confused. They don't understand that gender is not fluid. They don't understand these things, so the devil comes in and tell you it's this or it's that. And it's up to you to trust in the Yahweh and study in Yahweh and understand creation and how Yahweh created things to be, and to stay steadfast in that, even in the midst of everything going to hell in a handbasket, as they say. Allow this world to go, because it has to go, period. It cannot stand, it cannot perpetuate itself, because it's destroying itself. It's all based on fear and destruction. And so let it die. Years ago, we came to the conclusion that the only thing holding this world up is us supporting it. Now, when we begin to support Yahweh's world, this world will crumble and Yahweh's world will stand. I would rather be a farmer on a farm, growing my own food, producing my own power, collecting my own rainwater, and living the Yahweh life than for this society to continue. And we have to make those sacrifices, but we don't have to do it that drastic. We have to come together and network with each other. All of technology that exists today is inferior to the technology of Yahweh.
Well, it takes a series of collective actions, much like what we saw that enforced the Emancipation Proclamation, which most people erroneously think that for Juneteenth,
right,
that a section of Texas didn't know that they were free. But the reality of it is, in any proclamation or presidential action, especially in a time of war, during that time, the enforcement of that had to take place.
Right, because white people wouldn't just do
freeing,
it because he said it.
Freeing their slaves. So in the strategy that took the untold story of the strategies
right,
that took place during that era, that was done by the former enslaved people of America. They were, during that time they were enslaved, but they were joined forces with the Union Army.
They were soldiers, black soldiers.
But not only that, there were people inside the houses of the slave owners, the military force owners. They were listening, sharing information.
It was a spy network.
It was a highly
organized
network of collective action that took place. And it's not uncommon to us as a people to deploy these strategies.
So let's go back for a second. What you're saying, what you just articulated is that nobody gave us our freedom. The little freedom that we enjoy today was taken by us in our collective effort to abolish those things as it relates to the Civil War. Right. Now, the problem that happened after Reconstruction, well, we know what happened after Reconstruction, but that's not the subject of the matter. We came together, and we were able to successfully accomplish a mission that today will be looked upon as a great feat of infiltrating armies and infiltrating, and spy networks and
espionage and
word of mouth, sending information to
communication
the
networks.
soldiers that's coming to quell the wicked person that holds us in slavery. So when you think about that, it was a military operation. It was a mission.
Mhm.
But see, we know it wasn't time for our liberation then. See, liberation comes in the mind. We were just liberating our bodies to a degree. You see, only Yahweh ben Yahweh can liberate our minds. And that's what he has come and done. Now, do you choose to be liberated like the scripture Sister Tamar read earlier? Do you choose to be liberated? Because you have to choose liberation. Freedom without liberation is not freedom. It's like the captain of the airplane you're flying in. He say, all right, you're free to move about the cabin. Right. Now, can you move outside the cabin? Can I go sit on the wing if I decided to? No, you cannot. You're not allowed to move outside of the cabin. You can move around inside the cabin. Right now, we need permission to leave the country. We can move around inside the country freely, but to leave the country, we need permission. So as it relates to being sovereign, there's nobody on the planet that can give you liberation. You have to liberate yourself. Yahweh ben Yahweh, the most honorable, liberated himself, and he raised himself, and he accomplished what nobody thought was possible, especially among our people. And he did it. He proved that he was sovereign and that he can exist inside any geographical location and be on top. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. And it's really interesting that Yahweh ben Yahweh came demonstrating that power that we have inherent in us. And, he really wanted us, he gave us a perfect example of the strategy. We can retell stories from our historical context of different strategies that were deployed
and successful to the degree that they were deployed.
Exactly. And even going through the scripture, saying with the same context, you go through the scripture with the understanding that these are our stories, and these are the different stories of where we were in different spaces where we had to make decisions. Some spaces, the decisions were good, and some not so good. And we see the rewards and the punishments for either or.
Well,
so praise Yahweh. It's about understanding how to make a righteous choice.
And when you look at our history, if you look at our history from our perspective, not from his perspective, his story, you look at our story, before we integrated with him, we had built utopian communities for ourselves. He would always come in and destroy it, but we built it for ourselves. Since we've integrated with him, we've built nothing for ourselves. Look at the history. Prove me wrong. Somebody give me some facts. What have we built since we integrated with the white man? But before that, we built beautiful communities. We built utopic communities, even at the turn of the century, Black Wall Street, before that, after that, all the way up into the 50s, urban renewal destroyed some of our economic engines that fueled our neighborhoods. Look at our history. And then since we integrated, all of that has went away for good. The only thing that was built since then is the nation of Yahweh. Think about it. The only economic engine that was built since then is the nation of Yahweh. Now somebody tell me, power talk. It's time to talk. If we can talk about a significant movement
Well, I was just going to kind of circle back a little bit because I know we were getting ready to gear into Power Talk, but I wanted to dive deeper into choice before we offer a challenge. I just wanted to give a little bit of a highlight of like this idea of choosing, you know, and choosing is a really serious proposition that, you know, that we are faced with. It's choosing. When you look into the word choose from the Hebrew coming from Joshua 24:15, the word choose is behar from the code number Hebrews 997. And it means, bekar, my apologies, to choose, elect, decide for, to be chosen or selected. By implication, select and be acceptable and appoint. So choosing in this sense, we choose to continue to uphold a situation that isn't acceptable. And so in this context, the conditions that we face and the conditions that we're dealing with today in these communities and on the ground is unacceptable. And we have to choose righteous, moral, ethical behavior. Now, people may isolate behavior to how you go out in public, how you greet people, you know, certain little things, but it's a whole lot of things that go into being ethical, moral, righteous, upright, honest, and Yahweh ben Yahweh, like you just issued the challenge. Yahweh ben Yahweh came demonstrating to us the ethical, moral movement that was needed to bring about a change. And we are blessed and imbued with that power of that movement that Yahweh ben Yahweh gave us. And we just have to activate that energy within ourselves.
That's called the royal priesthood. You know, we accept that energy that the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh transferred to us to do it. He gave us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for us to put it to use. And then he challenged us with the greater works. Ye shall do. He didn't say you might do. That he didn't say you can do. He said you shall do. So the ones of us who shall do it, let's come together and let's do it. You know, just do it. You know, let's just do it. And it takes sacrifice.
And we have indeed made as a people, and this is just not really a black or white thing, but our people, just to speak candidly, have done great things. Mm-hmm. Great things. I mean, this nation would not be the nation that it is without our contribution.
Absolutely.
And so that said, it's also indicative of our power and the magnitude of the power we have. We just have to understand and connect to the fact that that's our work and understand our worth. And Yahweh ben Yahweh came restoring us back to our work.
Well, we know it's a fact that we have achieved every level of success that is afforded in this country, you know, from military generals to, you know, Black Joint Chief of Staff, you know, of the military. You know, we've achieved the top positions in all realms, you know, scientific, military, political. You look at, you know, in politics, we've achieved the top ranks of everything. But because we were not loyal to us or to Yahweh, our God, we were loyal to the gods of this world. When we achieved those things, it didn't benefit our people.
And that's a key, is recognizing how we give away our power.
Right.
And figuring out that Yahweh has granted us the capacity, the ability. He made us able to have our power restored. He gave us economic power. He gave us social power. He gave us political power. He gave us educational power. And he gave us spiritual power. I mean, we had power. We have all these power structures by which we can make the planet move. Praise Yahweh. It is now time for.
In order to make the planet move, though, we have to come together, because we can end all of this stuff overnight.
Yes, sir.
I mean, literally, we can end all of what's going on today, all of Satan's lies, all of Satan's activities. We can end it. We can put an end of it today if we only did one thing: unified, and then it would be over for him. because
In the
nothing
glory of Yahweh, for sure.
if nothing in this country could run if the so-called black man sat down. If he just sat down and refused, if he learned how to fast for 30 days and say, I'm gonna sit down for 30 days and not go to work or nothing, I'm not gonna do anything for this country, people be knocking on your door begging you, please, calling you, blowing up your emails and your phone, please come back to work, please. So it is time for Power Talk.
It is time for Power Talk.
We are very interested to hear what you have to say.
We have a caller with their hand raised and a caller who just unmuted. Another caller who just unmuted.
All right,
okay, so we're going to have to catch y'all in line. I got Brother Yafo first, then my sister Yokebed, and then I see my sister Alicia, but I think that's Alicia Aliyah. But Brother Yafo, you are live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Praise Yahweh. I tell you, y'all definitely addressed the elephant in the room, and that's us trusting one another and supporting existing Black-owned businesses. You know, with me being in business for the last 33 years, I have a very keen sense of how that works. One is that I've had folks tell me, well, we can't do business with you, brother, because we don't know if you're going to be around next year. And they rush to do business with white companies, right? Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, it was a lot better for us when separate but equal was in place because we had striving Black businesses.
Yes.
We weren't allowed to go to the white businesses, so we supported the Black businesses. Mm-hmm. And those businesses, they strived. You know, we need to embrace the fact that if we support one another and build on what we already have, of course, you know, we could definitely get much better. Brother Lud, you mentioned what businesses and what moves are going right now. There's a movement called Buy Black movement, and I've been a supporter for a few years now because these are products made by Black folks, supported and sold by Black folks, right? And I am embracing any way I could take my money, be it a plumber, electrician, or anything that I spend my money on. I look for my people to spend that money with first. Now we have a mortgage company. I understand in the Nation of Yahweh, brother, he's doing loans and sister's doing loans for houses. I sell copy machines. There's a number of Black business within the Nation of Yahweh we need to support. So I just kind of want to say that's the big elephant in the room, that we need to start trusting one another and stop running and trying to spend our money with other folks. Before I became, part of the Nation of Yahweh, I was the president of a trustee board. They were building a church for over $400,000. The pastor comes to me and said, look, we're going to go to these white folks who have experience in building churches. And he wanted me to promote that with the other board members because he had little trust that there were Black contractors out there that could build a $400,000 church. Of course, I was in disagreement with that. However, that's the mindset that we face among our people. We don't think that we're qualified. Praise Yahweh. I just kind of want to, kind of piggyback on that because there are Black businesses out there and we should search those businesses out and we should support them. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh, brother. I feel you. I am with you. I understand, and being in business for so long, I can give you some stories of our people, but that's all over. That's all in the past. Right now, we have to focus, just like our brother Yafo was just telling us. We have to focus first on supporting Black businesses wherever you find them, and in whatever inclination you can do that. Support them. Give them some of your money and get their product. Support them at all costs. Our future depends on it.
And we do have a caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, my dear family. This is Sister Yokebed Sarah Yisrael Beth Yahweh, and I am truly happy to be here this morning. Thank you to the glory of Yahweh and Yahweh Ben Yahweh that we are together today. This is such an incredible class. But Dr. Lud mentioned earlier that how did Yahweh ben Yahweh have jobs for everyone? Well, I believe when you sit under the tutelage of Yahweh ben Yahweh, you understand that Yahweh ben Yahweh is sovereign. So what that means, family, is that we did not depend on running to everybody else, just like our brother just stated, for what we needed. It was very important that 1 Corinthians 14:40 was done within our nation. Meaning, we knew of the corruption outside of our nation. We were aware of the corruption in fabrics. So what did we do? We made our own clothes with fabrics that were of the best quality, that were white, because we knew that other fabrics were corrupted, and the word says, let your garments always be white. When it comes to your principles of doing everything decently and in order, that's when things will change. That's when we will find tons of work. Why? Because we will start producing things that are done decently and in order. Okay, for instance, when your enemy stops delivering to you shoes, we are going to create our own shoes. When your enemy stops delivering to you electricity, we will learn how to produce our own electricity. When the enemy stops creating and building your instruments, we will learn how to make our own instruments. So this is the time to start learning everything you can learn. Okay, Yahweh ben Yahweh, when we got soaps, we got Castile soap because we knew it was the best quality. We didn't produce our own soaps at that time. But family, when the enemy does not, because see, everything is out on shore right now. when he stops bringing those things that we are accustomed to, we're going to have to make our own. And that's where the jobs come. Our jobs are among ourselves, producing everything you could think of that you need, from the comb you use to comb your hair, which can be made out of wood, okay? To the socks you put on your feet, family. We have to make it. Because as we can see, nothing is guaranteed right now. But guess what? Yahweh taught us how to study. Yahweh said everything we need is in a book. If you need to learn how to do something, learn how to do it now, right now. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh, family. I love you and thank you for giving me a time to share.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for that message that he shared through you and through the other caller, Brother Yafo, because this is what Power Talk is about. I would love to comment, but we have a lineup of people.
We do have another caller. I
Yahweh.
believe that was our sister Alicia Aliyah, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to try to ask you to unmute yourself if that was you, sis.
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yes, ma'am.
Shabbat shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters. What a class this day. What a class this day. I haven't been with you last Saturday because I've been boots on the ground. Yahweh has showed up and showed out. My company is the #1 Black organic company across the map, including Africa. We have Yahweh organic oils. We have Yahweh organic bamboo paper. We have Yahweh organic chicken now. We have chickens organic for the people. We have everything that you need to stay safe. We got the organic Yahweh vaccine for everybody. And we are already established with healthyplacebotanicals.com, Carly's store, healthyplacebotanicals.com, Zabil's store over in Florida, Healthy Place Botanical Patia store over in New York. We have been out here for 3 years, paving the way, praise Yahweh, and we are leading it now. We have the Yahweh White House on the ground.
All right, praise Yahweh.
And all we have to do is come together, and we shall live and not die. Our children shall live and not die. and we shall be running the whole nation. Praise be to God.
Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh, sister. I thank Yahweh for your message. I employ all of our people listening to encourage everybody to support these Black businesses, period. Always support.
And let's be clear. We understand that that label is a label misapplied, very quite literally, the label Black.
Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely.
We don't believe in the skin color game.
Absolutely.
But, you know, we understand that our family, our brothers and sisters out there that are looking for righteous, ethical, moral people, they're looking for us to welcome them. They are looking for Yahweh, and we have to be open to receive Yahweh's children. They still walking in darkness and they looking for Yahweh. And so we have to open ourselves by going into these Black-owned businesses.
That's right.
And places where our people are. We can reconnect with our family. They are looking for Yahweh, and Yahweh has to be present.
And see, leadership is not telling people what to do.
Right.
Leadership is doing it, and people see you doing it, and they be like you and do it too. That's leadership. It's always about getting out there, doing it, and then others will follow you doing it by doing it themselves. And in turn, everybody sees people doing it. That's leadership. It's a big ship that we are in, Yahweh's ship, that we are to show leadership by putting our monies where our mouth is. You know, we go out our way, not comfortably support Black business, but go out your way to support Black business. And we know that Black business is a term like Sister Tamar was talking about. We're talking about our family businesses. Now, all of us, the tribe of Judah, we came from through the Middle Passage to Africa, and we were dispersed all over the world. And now Judah don't only look like us, but we're starting with at home here in America. And we're starting with the so-called Black man of America. That particular part of Judah is first because we're the most downtrodden. And Yahweh came to us and raised us up spiritually so that we can achieve that rulership again of being the beacon of light for the world, being that righteous leadership example for the world. And that's what we can do. We've done it here in slavery. We've done it here in the past, post-slavery. We've done it in the 30s. We've done it in the 40s. We've done it in the 50s. In the 60s, we said, no longer will you do us this way. And they tricked us into believing that we wanted to integrate with them. We just wanted to be left alone by their thugs. But now it ain't about their thugs or anything. It's about you making a decision, a conscious decision to do what you have to do. Nobody's in your way. The Klan won't come busting down your door if you decide to open a grocery co-op. You know, it's not going to happen that way. You'll just be prosperous. Now, you can fear all you want to the devil, but the devil can't hold his own self above water with all of the crap he's got going on. It's time for us to do what is in our DNA to do. It's in our genes and chromosomes to do this. We've done it. Even in slavery, we've done it. So, I mean, come on, I done drove that point home. I done nailed that nail all the way in. It's proven fact. You can go all the way back to during slavery, the accomplishments that we've made.
And I appreciate Yahweh being Yahweh coming back and restoring us to ethical and moral behavior, because as we can see, we are dealing with the results of a world that lack ethics and morality. People that can cause the conditions that we see today are clearly unethical, demoralized individuals, clearly. And so what Yahweh is calling for us, he's calling for us to choose to serve him, choosing to serve Yahweh and demonstrating and being that example of righteous behavior. Yahweh being Yahweh set the tone. You know, we don't have to get confused by what to do, because Yahweh being Yahweh came and demonstrated for us how we're to behave. In keeping this last Feast of Tabernacles, he gave us access to so much divine wisdom about how to overcome this world. ways that we can overcome challenges. You went deep on ethics and morality, and sharing out in the mind of Yahweh and how critical and important that is. And as mentioned before, we see the results of not having it. So it's such a critical point that we have to really be tuned in to Yahweh's divine mind to demonstrate this moral behavior.
Absolutely. And today we can't be distracted by it. There's so many distractions, and there's so many things that people are not willing to let go that you may have to sacrifice. And we have it to the point to where people are sometimes confused if we don't have the systems that we currently have. If they go away, what we gonna do? Well, these systems weren't even in place 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and we did something. We survived. I mean, is it just me? Right. If all these systems, modern systems, go away, well, it's only doomsday to those people who are totally dependent on these systems. And they can't think outside these systems, like food. If you can't go to the grocery store, where you gonna get some food to eat? And there's a lot of people who do not have an answer for that question. If your local grocery store closed down, how would you eat? And people don't have the answer. Well, the nation of Yahweh should have the answer. Everyone in the nation of Yahweh should have the answer, because Yahweh ben Yahweh told us what to do specifically.
We do want to remind our families that it is Power Talk, and we invite you to join us in this conversation.
Absolutely, before it get too late.
It's almost at that time. So if you want to join in this conversation and you're on the Zoom meeting, all you have to do is press the little microphone to unmute yourselves, or you can press *6 if you're dialed into the Zoom conference. And again, we thank our Father Yahweh ben Yahweh for giving us our feasts and giving us back our relationship one to another. As in the past episode, we discussed those relationships and being related to each other, or in one of the past episodes.
Right.
And so Yahweh ben Yahweh gave us a relationship to each other so that we can know how to support each other.
Absolutely.
We can be in business with each other throughout. Yes, sir.
Well, Sister Yochebed mentioned it, that if they stop selling you shoes, we're gonna start making shoes, because that's just our nature to provide what we need. They stop selling clothes. Well, why don't they have to stop for us to do this? We should be able to go ahead and decide that we're going to start making the basic necessities, and then some of us need to say, well, we're going to start providing the raw materials, and we're going to grow some rubber trees, rubber plants, we're going to grow some cotton, and we're going to grow some various raw materials so that we can make our own, those people who get the notion to make the shoes and make the clothes and make the soaps, they can come to one of us to get the raw materials. And so it just goes like that. It's not it's very simple. It's so simple. We can provide for ourselves, even in the midst of the decaying world as it relates in the total bad political society. We can do it. We have another call.
We do have a call. We have a call with their line unmuted. Call with your line unmuted. You're now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Praise Yahweh. Is that me?
That would be you, brother. You are live on Power Talk.
Well, Shalom and praise Yahweh. And I'm just enjoying the conversation that's going on this morning, especially when it comes to us building as a nation, individually and as a whole. And to me, it boils down to a need. I always look at it from a standpoint of when you're dealing with conflict resolution, there's a need, and when the need ain't fulfilled, then there's a conflict. And I think as far as the nation, there's a need for us to take on the attributes, but not only the attributes of Yahweh, but just the motto that Yahweh Ben Yahweh put in place. And one of those are, if I had a bowl of soup, you may have half of my bowl of soup and anything else. And it was brought up that there are a lot of businesses within the nation. And I think as we become conscious of those businesses and understanding that when we support those businesses support our nation. And I think we lack that degree of understanding that. And it's very important that we, promote those businesses so that we understand who are these people that are running these businesses. And like my brother Yafo said, he's been in business for 30 some years. And, throughout his process of being in business, and you too, Dr. Lou, there's a lot of experiences that we have been through going through business. And I think the stigma that we have built, just from dealing with one another from past experiences have led to the point where now when a person look to deal with a person in business, and I done had this happen to me coming into business, where I done had, Black folks come to, running my computer store. And the wife came in with the stigma that I don't want to, she didn't want to deal with a Black business. The husband came in with the mindset, I'm supporting a Black business. So that negative stigma, was permeated in her mind. So when they purchased a computer from me, they went home and she was setting it up and something happened. And she called me with this attitude, yeah, blah, 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 just kind of talking in my head, I hear it's a user error, but she wouldn't let me kind of, speak at all. So eventually, the husband, he was very mild mannered. He said, just come out and take a look at it. Because he already knew, and I came out, took a look at it, and it was like, okay, ma'am, all you had to do was this, and this here. And that's what happened. And it's almost like sticking her foot in her mouth, because her whole stigma was, why are we dealing with these Black companies? We already know, she may have had a past experience that, that led her to, coming at me in a way like she did. And I think we have to erase these stigmas and allow ourselves the opportunity to be able to deal with one another. Because it's like we give one another one chance, like, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna deal with him, and I'm gonna see what he do. But you'll go to Walmart and have issues over and over and over and still go there. You'll go to Best Buy, have issues over and over and over and still go there. But you give me one chance. You give me one opportunity. But that's what we're dealing with, that mindset. And we have to get rid of that stigma to be able to grow. Even within our nation, we have to get rid of that stigma to be able to grow. And just praise Yahweh. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Praise Yahweh, brother. You touched on some things that I'll tell you what, we need to do a whole hour conversation on the business practices and how our people treat us in business. I was in the mall for about 15 years. I was in the mall, in the Black neighborhood mall. And I have some stories that I can tell, but this is not the place and the time, because it's not about how we used to be. It's about how we need to be going forward. Because if we insane, we'll do the same things we've been doing, and we'll do it the same way, and we'll expect different results. But we're not insane. So we know we have to do it differently. Like my brother was just articulating, there's people whose mindsets have to change. Where do we get the stigma that Black businesses are inferior? Well, it had to be our competition. Mm-hmm. And they had to lie about us so that they can continue to rule over us. Because the truth be told, back in the past, before integration, our businesses were superior to theirs. So much so they got jealous and burned them down.
And one might say, well, business ownership ain't for everybody.
Right. Well, and everybody got business.
And I haven't thought about that. you're probably right. Individual business ownership may not be right for everybody, but what we have here is a condition where a large percentage of our world's economy is owned by a very small percent of the population. So while you may think business ownership may not be that critical or important, when you look at the playing field, a large percent of the world's economy is owned by a very small percent, very small percent of the world's population. That said, in effort to level the playing field, some dispersion and disruption of where all these goods and services are being directed and supported by have to happen. Other players have to enter into the market in order for that revenue, that economy to disperse more widely. And if that part of it is still challenging, we'll find more ways to like put this idea of owning out on the floor, because we got to learn the power of ownership. If we as a people own more businesses, if more people own more businesses that were made to meet needs
of their community,
the people, the small percentage of people who own all the resources, they extracting money from your community, those dollars get put back into your communities. They get back into your neighborhoods. They get back into the baker on the corner that you know, who supports your children's school. You know, those are the things we got to get to the mindset of. It means reciprocity. It means reciprocating. And Yahweh teaches us a system of circulating it back into our own communities. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Well, it is getting close to that time of the end of this episode, but I tell you, we've had some lively conversation, and it's time for us to move. You know, we can talk about it forever. You know, what is talk? How much talk costs? How cheap is talk? Talk is cheap. So let's be a doer of the word and not a hearer only, deceiving ourselves. We conscious men. I'm conscious, man. I know the ins and outs of the time and space and the continuum and everything, but I got to go. I'm late for work. You know, you know all of the cosmos, but you're late for work. Got to go to work for somebody else. That's not consciousness. Now, not to say that working for somebody else means you're unconscious. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you're conscious, you use that for a goal. You know, you'll use a job for a goal. You won't use a job for a career. You won't use a job to retire from. You know, you'll use a job for a goal, and you achieve that goal, and then you let that job is, what was that? That was just something to accomplish a goal. So we are at the end of this episode of The Unfolding Light.
I want to thank Yahweh for our family who put information in the chat, who we were not able to share out loud today, but I want to thank Yahweh for your comments. Keep chatting. You're keeping it lively. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Well, that is the final word for today, family. If I can do anything, I can implore you and encourage you to support our businesses, our national businesses, our nation's business.
And our nation building effort continues.
We didn't mention that. Our fundraiser nation building efforts continue. We will have more on that next week because we didn't mention it, but on the screen, you can see where you can continue to donate. We're in our second phase, and we're moving to build a nation building institute of knowledge, bring together all these stories and all this wisdom knowledge from people who've been in business for 30, 40 years and ready to give back with, if it's no more than just the wisdom and the information, but will be much more than that. Just don't have time to get into it right now.
Right.
So praise Yahweh for this episode. You can access this episode on YouTube after we're finished. If you need to share it or review it, you missed something, you can see the whole episode. But now I invite you all to stand and face the east with outstretched hands. as we close out this episode of The Unfolding Light with a prayer to our Heavenly Father Yahweh, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Makuterka, Yazeh Rizonka, Kim Bashamayim, Kain Ba'aretz, Elechem Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayam, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimos Asol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayam, King Kal Senu, Minhara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Gibera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. And always remember, Yahweh loves you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh loves you, and so does the nation of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Thank you for joining The Unfolding Light, presented by the Nation of Yahweh. If you have any comments or questions, please email us at thenationofyahweh@gmail.com. Follow us online at theunfoldinglight.blogspot.com and on our Facebook page at The Nation of Yahweh. That's the Nation of YAHWEH. Also, do remember to pay Yahweh and yourself first and don't touch it, as instructed by the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the Nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555-115, Orlando, Florida 32855. And be blessed continually, according to Malachi chapter 3, verse 10. Praise Yahweh, and please join us next Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next installment of The Unfolding Light. Shalom, shalom.
I feel like I'm light as a feather, 'cause my mind has been purified so much better. No more crying, well, no more would I have to keep on lying, 'cause it's smooth sailing, all in Yahweh. I wanna tell you something, no more worrying, no more worrying, 'cause you see, this time I got a peace of mind. 'Cause it's smooth sailing, well, in Yahweh. Gotta tell you something. You see, it's a blessing to be living on the earth today, in the time when the Son of God is here. So it's a blessing to know that He is the Son of God, that He's here to rid the earth of all of this killing and stealing and all of this drugs and all these crazy things that's going on today. You know what I'm saying? No more worried about losing out the time, 'cause you see, God, Yahweh is here now, and there is no doubt that it's smooth sailing, oh yeah, in Yahweh. Wanna tell you something, this time I'm gonna live a good life, and all I got to do is keep on being nice. No longer can people treat me cold as ice, 'cause my whole life depends on keeping God at life. No more will I be a helpless child, 'cause you see, God, Yahweh is gonna be here for a long, 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 long while. Smooth sailing in Yahweh. One more thing to tell. No longer can the people put me down, 'cause the glory of Yahweh has my feet way up off the ground. Smooth, smooth, smooth sailing. Oh yeah, in Yahweh. Once again, I'd like to testify to you that Yahweh really is God, and that it's a blessing to be here in the time when you get to see God put the devil down on his knees. I remember all of the prophets wanted to be here at this time because they knew it was going to be a great, great, wonderful day. I want to tell you that it's smooth, sailing, well, in Yahweh. Well, I want to testify to the whole wide world that I sure enough love Yahweh. Well, all right, I want to tell you that it's smooth sailing early in the morning, late in the evening, to the midnight hour. Smooth sailing, oh yeah, in Yahweh. I want to tell you that it's smooth.